All right, welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're a brand professional, a CMO, or a business manager listening to this right now, we need to have a serious talk. We're going to completely dismantle some incredibly outdated assumptions you probably have about today's most misunderstood consumer group, the post-95s or Gen Z. You might think you've got this demographic totally figured out, right? Well, the disruptive insight we're unpacking today reveals that your cognition on this might actually be entirely obsolete. Let's walk through exactly why that is, and more importantly, how you can fix it.
So let's just rip the Band-Aid off and ask a really blunt question. Do you actually know what drives these consumers? For decades, we've relied on birth years to define who we're selling to. We just kind of assumed that if people were born in the same decade, they naturally share the same values. But what if that entire foundation is just flawed? Here is the absolute game changer from our source material. Gen Z isn't actually an age group at all. It's a conscious behavioral choice. And that completely shatters traditional marketing models. Behavioral analyst Arjon Herring puts it perfectly here. He says age is like a zip code now. It literally has zero predictive value. Think about it. A grandmother using a tablet to FaceTime her toddler grandson is essentially operating in the exact same behavioral space as he is. They're bypassing the age gap entirely. Okay, so what does this mean for us? It means we absolutely have to shift our thinking from the old population pyramid to a population skyscraper. Historically, the pyramid made sense, right? A few older folks at the top, a massive base of young people at the bottom. But thanks to increased lifespans and ubiquitous technology, we're shifting into a skyscraper model. Different age brackets are evenly distributed, living side by side simultaneously. So, shared behaviors completely replace age brackets. If we can just stop digging these artificial trenches between generations, we unlock what's called the post-95 circle effect. This is the real secret sauce. It's the core characteristic defining modern consumption logic. It's basically a set of shared behaviors and attitudes driven by hyperconnectivity that spans across literally all ages. To survive this shift, we're going to break down 4 absolutely crucial trends driving this effect. Let's dive right into trend 1, zero difficulty tech. You really need to understand the slingshot effect. Look, older generations had to painstakingly learn every single step of tech evolution, right? From clunky dot matrix printers all the way through the misery of dial-up internet. But modern consumers, they expect to slingshot right past those steep, painful learning curves. They want to jump straight into ultra-simple, zero-difficulty user experiences. And the cost of ignoring this is brutal. Just look at Sony. They launched an early e-reader, but it was complex. It wasn't user-friendly. And when customers complained, Sony just kind of leaned back on their legacy brand loyalty. Well, it failed. Amazon's Kindle, on the other hand, was a massive success because it perfectly aligned with user behavior. It made the technology practically invisible and focused purely on the behavioral curve of reading. So what's your brand's response here? It has to be a relentless, uncompromising pursuit of zero difficulty. You've got to eliminate steep learning curves and obsess over user-friendly design. Honestly, if your product requires a manual or a 20-minute tutorial video, you've already lost them. Stop relying on legacy brand loyalty, because in the post-95 circle, usability beats loyalty every single time. All right, moving on to trend 2, influence over wealth. We are in the middle of a massive transition. We're moving from a world where attention was simply bought by whoever had the biggest corporate budget to a world where attention has to be earned through genuine community influence. The days of massive media empires controlling the narrative from the top down are over. Today, hyperconnected communities dictate what actually matters. To put that into perspective, wrap your head around these numbers. Dove produced their Evolution of Beauty YouTube video for just $135,000. But because it resonated so incredibly deeply with the community's authentic values, it generated the equivalent of $1.5 billion in paid ad impact. $1.5 billion. That is the sheer, unstoppable power of earned media over bought media. Your brand needs to stop relying on checkbook marketing. Immediately, you have to shift your focus from paid media to earned media. It's about aligning authentically with community values and facilitating actual, real dialogue. These consumers do not want to be broadcast to. They want a conversation. You simply cannot buy their attention anymore. You have to earn it. Which brings us to trend 3. Community is everything. Now, you've definitely heard of computer hacking, but this demographic uses life hacking as a core life philosophy. They use hyperconnectivity and community power to just bypass bloated, outdated systems entirely. They look at broken bureaucratic processes and realize, hey, we don't actually have to play by these old rules to get results. Just look at these staggering numbers. The city of Honolulu gets a traditional IT bid for a website overhaul, $9.3 million, and it's going to take 2 years. Classic bureaucracy, right? But then, the nonprofit Code for America steps in, issues a challenge to the community, and they hack the exact same problem for $9,300 in a matter of weeks. They focused on actual citizen needs instead of bureaucratic specs, and community power absolutely crushed the traditional corporate model.
It's like Craig Kielburger said regarding his Free the Children initiative. These consumers do not wait for permission to enact change. They don't. They know they have the power to show influence right now, today. They aren't waiting until they're 18 to vote. They're voting with their digital networks and their wallets every single day.
So the only viable response for your brand is to drop those rigid top-down corporate structures. Throw them out. You've got to embrace transparent collaboration and actually enable community co-creation. Plus, remember, this group expects immediate, continuous feedback. Think about how a video game or social feed works. Instant response. Annual performance reviews or taking months to respond to product feedback, totally obsolete to them. Finally, let's look at trend 4, age inclusivity. The rapid acceleration of tech is creating what our source calls micro-generations. Because things change so incredibly fast, someone born just 5 years apart from you might have a completely different formative tech experience. And this is forcing an unprecedented mix of age groups to operate in the exact same behavioral space, at work and in the market. The demographic shift we're talking about here is massive. If you trace the labor market from 1900 and project it out to 2080, the number of generations coexisting is expanding exponentially. We went from just 2 generations working together to 5 by 2020, and we are literally heading toward 15 generations side by 2080. Making marketing decisions based on arbitrary age brackets is becoming completely useless. So brands have to design products for shared behaviors, not age limits. Internally, you should implement reverse mentoring. Cisco does this brilliantly, having younger staff teach older staff about new tech trends. And practice highly personalized, empathetic listening. Take a page out of Hyatt Hotel's playbook. They restructured their entire HR approach to focus on individual needs rather than making blanket demographic assumptions. Okay, let's wrap this up with the Future Business Playbook. You really need to stop digging the trenches of the past. Our source material makes this powerful point. Generational thinking is like the Tower of Babel. It's used only to divide us. It's time to drop the Babel Tower of generational divides. We need to start building our business strategies around shared human actions, interconnected communities, and unified tech behaviors. This behavioral logic of the post-95s, it isn't just a cute passing trend. It is fundamentally rewriting the rules of commerce, marketing, and how corporations are structured. So I'm going to leave you with one final thought. Are you going to adapt your cognition and meet them in the circle? Or are you going to cling to your outdated models and become obsolete? The choice is entirely yours.